to be free thinkers. And I hate that this like Jesus and the church is going to die again. Jesus is going to die all over again if they don't find a way to portray him the way he was historically known to be. Not the version of which y'all let Constantine and all these people come together and figure this out under the Constantine. I read the Constantine Sword book about how this all came together. It's like, when you look at that stuff, it's like, if you look at the history facts of Jesus, which I think favor Christianity in this weird way, when you look at those, that dude is not the dude y'all have turned him into. Like, y'all have Americanized Jesus and used him as a way of not only propaganda, but you've weaponized God. You have weaponized God. You know what I mean? It's like, that was the opposite of who Jesus was. The same people that you were like criticizing and going against are the only people that Jesus had a relationship with in the Bible. You know what the first miracle was in the Bible? Pop quiz. The first miracle talked about in the whole Bible. He turned water into wine for his mother at a wedding reception. If we judge that alone, regardless of how you feel about Jesus, if you believe in it or not, to the side, his mother comes up to him. So she knows he can do crazy shit, right? Because she walks up like, yo, I need a favor. Right? Imagine this, right? You know, and Jesus was like, and he calls her woman. He goes, what? Woman? In the Bible. Shows me he's a little bit sassy.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And she goes, in so many words, I need a party trick here.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a really whack party. Like,
she only talks to God when she needs a favor.
Yeah, she only talks to God when she needs a favor.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, yo, can you, like, do something about this? He says it's not my time, which leads me to believe that she's probably seen a resurrected squirrel or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? She knows he can do something. And she hits him with the please. And just like any other good son who loves his mom, turns water into wine. You're telling me this dude gives a about gay people? Like, you're telling me that's what his focus was in life at that era? Like, that's something he'd be concerned with in this era of life? This dude, first thing he did was a party favor. And then if you look at his history, he did nothing but protect town whores, prostitutes, people in jail. Like, the famous story of the throwing stones, let he who without sin cast his first stone. He was protecting a prostitute. Pharisees come into the temple at one point and they ask him about an adulterer, dude having an affair, right? And that's when he does he said in so many words, and the Christians get so mad when I fuck y'all anyways. And he's like, so many words, he's like, hey man, what about this girl over here? She's cheating on her husband. He goes, y'all ain't never around on your girl? Literally, that's what he says in the Jesus way. It's like, you ain't never cheated on your ever? And these dudes are like, well, he's like, then shut the up. He never looked up from the dirt. It says in the scripture that he was drawing in the dirt. Doodling is what that relays down to. He was just around in the dirt with a stick. Never even looked up at the Pharisees. He was just like, yeah, come on, dude, you're cheating on your girl, too. Leave that girl alone. It's crazy. But then somebody like my wife's the first person I watch those kind of Christian women persecute. It's like, man, that's the opposite of what that dude was doing. So that's my problem with the church. It's like, even if we just go by the 4 books that y'all call the only 4 accounts of him, this dude ran around with 12 thugs. If he was here today, he'd be on a Harley. He'd be going to a bar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll give you another one. You ready for this? He flipped a table over in the temple. You remember this story? And he said, don't make a merchant of my father's house? Yet every mega church in America sells CDs and books and coffee. There's Starbucks in these places. It's like, they're so picky and choosy. The church is so like, well, hold on.